After Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, the Roman world plunged into chaos. Power was divided among three men: Octavian, Caesar's adopted son; Lepidus, a politician; and Mark Antony, a celebrated general. But while Rome struggled for control, Egypt stood apart, wealthy, independent, and ruled by Cleopatra. Cleopatra had already captivated Caesar years before, securing her throne and Egypt's future. But with Caesar gone, she needed a new ally. When Antony summoned her to meet in Tarsus, Cleopatra knew this was her chance. She didn't arrive like a queen, she arrived like a goddess. Sailing on a golden barge, dressed as the goddess Isis, surrounded by music, perfumes, and jewels, Cleopatra dazzled everyone. Antony, known as a man of strength and indulgence, was enchanted instantly. What began as a political alliance quickly became something far deeper. Cleopatra and Antony's bond grew stronger with each passing day. He was bold, charismatic, and powerful. She was brilliant, ambitious, and alluring. Together, they were unstoppable. Antony followed Cleopatra back to Alexandria, where their romance blossomed into one of history's most famous partnerships. They lived lavishly, hosting extravagant feasts, drinking contests, and surrounding themselves with art and culture. Locals called them the inimitable livers, lovers who lived a life beyond ordinary mortals. But their love was not without consequence. In Rome, whispers turned into accusations. Politicians claimed Antony had fallen under Cleopatra's spell, betraying his Roman duty for an Egyptian queen. Still, Antony didn't care. He granted her lands, acknowledged their children, and declared her the Queen of Kings. To Cleopatra, Antony was more than a lover, he was her partner in ruling, a man who would protect Egypt's sovereignty against Rome. To Antony, Cleopatra was not only his queen, but the embodiment of luxury, loyalty, and passion. Meanwhile, Octavian grew stronger. He portrayed Antony as a traitor, enslaved by Cleopatra's charms. Roman propaganda painted Cleopatra as a dangerous foreign seductress who wanted to rule Rome through Antony. In 32 BCE, Octavian declared war, not on Antony directly, but on Cleopatra. This clever move framed Antony as an enemy of Rome for siding with Egypt. The world braced for a final confrontation. At the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, the fate of their love, and two nations, was decided. Cleopatra commanded part of the fleet, but when the tides turned against them, her ships retreated. Antony, seeing her departure, abandoned the fight to follow her. Their forces were shattered. Their empire of love was crumbling. Back in Egypt, the couple made one last attempt to hold their kingdom together. But Octavian's armies advanced, and betrayal followed. Antony's allies deserted him, and Cleopatra's treasures could not buy salvation. When Octavian's troops finally entered Alexandria, Antony believed Cleopatra had taken her own life. Grief-stricken, he fell on his sword. Mortally wounded, he was carried to Cleopatra's chambers, where he died in her arms. Cleopatra, left alone and defeated, refused to be humiliated. She would not be paraded through the streets of Rome as a trophy. Instead, she prepared for death on her own terms. Legend tells us she arranged for a venomous asp, hidden in a basket of figs, to bite her. Others say she took poison. However it happened, Cleopatra died as Egypt's queen, choosing love and dignity over surrender. With their deaths, Egypt fell under Roman control, ending thousands of years of pharaohs and dynasties. Octavian returned to Rome as its sole ruler, later becoming Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. Yet, despite their downfall, the love of Cleopatra and Antony lived on in legend. Their passion inspired poets like Shakespeare, painters, and storytellers across the centuries. They became symbols of devotion, desire, and the dangerous power of love.